from the high desert in the great American Southwest.
Want to take a ride?
So we got some interesting stuff here from our boy Ross Coulthart, who is dropping some news about some recent reports that he's dropping this information. He's breaking this story. Ross Coulthart and News Nation reports that defense and intel sources say 8 to 9 UAPs were detected over the Arctic Circle on February 1st, and fighter jets were sent to intercept. Sources say the object shot down over Alaska on February 10th was anomalous. Check this shit out, man. So if you remember, you guys, back in February, we had that thing with the Chinese balloons being shot down, and there were Chinese spy balloons. Well, there was the story about the stuff that happened in Alaska was like, that doesn't sound like spy balloons, man. Remember, we were always talking about that story. And sure enough, that's what's happening. Check it out.
And now, a News Nation exclusive. 3 sources tell me there was an earlier, publicly undisclosed incident over the Arctic Circle on the 1st of February, 3 days before the Chinese balloon shoot-down. These defence and intelligence sources revealing to News Nation 8 or 9 UAPs were detected over the Arctic Circle and that fighter jets were sent up in what was an unsuccessful attempt to intercept them. That's crazy. 8 to 9 UFOs. You know what I mean? That's badass. That's sick. I want to like that. That's what we need more stories like this to start popping up.
Wasn't there? Oh, sorry. Wasn't there multiple videos of it? Yeah. Or spots, I mean.
Has independently confirmed the same story.
Fighter jets were deployed from NORAD to engage with those objects, and that they were seen to maneuver away, apparently at high speed. Have you heard those allegations? I've heard it now from 3 different people.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing, and from an individual who would have plausible reason to know.
Christopher Mellon's one of the main insiders that like Tom DeLonge and all those guys were talking to, George Knapp, and early on, he was one of the main insiders.
But this really speaks to a much larger issue, which is the lack of information from the Air Force about UAP generally.
In response to questions from News Nation, the Pentagon referred us to NORAD, who deny the allegations that fighter jets were scrambled to intercept UAPs. NORAD does say it had aircraft flying in the area, returning to home bases as part of a training operation. News Nation is
training operation.
Also being told by sources that the object the US shot down over Alaska on February the 10th was also anomalous.
So there you go. Crazy shit, man.
So
that was just dropped. So, and
you think when the 3 people that he gets the information from, they're like, yeah, it's cool to go ahead and talk about this, or he's just doing it anyway? Because wouldn't that, like, you don't want to lose that connection, right?
I think that he's probably been like, hey, when can I talk about this? And they've said, if this happens, then you can talk about this. He probably has like little things that he's got to do to keep trust. You know what I mean? Maybe they get cold feet. They've gotten cold feet a couple of times, and they've been like, no, don't talk about this, or that type of thing. But
we have no idea who these people are, though, right? Where he's getting this information from.
I don't know. Here's more of the story. Let's check it out.
Okay, yeah.
Objects that captivated the country. You'll remember back in February, 4 incidents were reported publicly. The giant Chinese spy balloon was one of them. Sources tell News Nation there was a 5th incident, and it happened before the others. Here's Ross Coulthart, investigative journalist, reporting now for News Nation with his new exclusive report.
Americans are shocked when the Pentagon admits a massive high-altitude Chinese surveillance balloon was able to enter US airspace unhindered.
Does it scare you at all?
Yeah, of course.
It was just as crazy of a reaction as if it had been something from out of this world.
It drifts for days across the continent before being shot down by US fighters.
Decoy or some shit?
No, that was the real Chinese balloon, supposedly. So that was the Chinese balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought.
But 6 days later, it happens again. Around 1:45 Eastern Time, Friday, the 10th of February, the first of 3 objects that are still unexplained is shot down by US fighters near the town of Deadhorse in northern Alaska. A massive air and ground search begins. Within hours of the shoot-down, the White House National Security spokesman admits they have no idea what the object was.
We're calling this an object because that's the best description we have right now. We do not know who owns it, whether it's state-owned or corporate-owned or privately owned. We just don't know.
These incursions keep on happening. A second cylindrical object is shot down over Canada's Yukon the next day, February the 11th. And on the 12th, the third, this time octagonal object, was downed over Lake Huron near Michigan. And now, a News Nation exclusive. 3 sources tell me there was an earlier, publicly undisclosed incident over...
So all he's saying is sources, it sounds like. So, man, this is crazy, dude. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts. So, well, if you guys want to watch the whole thing, News Nation, you can find it. It's on the Vargas reports on News Nation. I'm sure we'll be talking pretty heavy about this over the next couple of weeks because it's literally just happening right now. We're finding this information out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool, man. Actually, very, very cool.
I mean, if they have access to that many ships and they're able to reverse engineer or whatever, it'd be pretty wild.
Well, I got some other cool information. Shout out to James Fox.
It was dope.
Oh, yeah. One of the best UFO documentary filmmakers, one of the best documentary filmmakers out there right now. James Fox, who did the Varginha, Brazil incident documentary and many more. He says, our latest film has been shot 98% and I'm currently in the edit room for the next 4 to 6 months. This moment with Tim Burchett was incredibly powerful as he was sharing the level of shock some fellow lawmakers experienced after hearing David Grush testify. So he's got all that. He was filming all that.
Like a documentary the whole time. Yeah, it's gonna be dope, dude.
Yeah. So
4 to 6 months of editing sounds about right.
Yeah. That's a long time, man.
It's fucking crazy when you just shoot all of this footage and then you just have to sit down and go through all of it, you know? I actually couldn't imagine editing a documentary film, like creating that narrative, you know, for it. That's a talent. That's a real talent, dude.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. He's really good at that.
This guy right here, and I saw this post. I thought this was interesting. He says, Carl E. Nell, a recent retired Army colonel and current aerospace executive who was the Army's liaison for the UAP task force from 2021 to 2022, said this. His assertion concerning the existence of terrestrial arms race occurring sub rosa over the past 80 years, focused on reverse engineering technologies of unknown origin, is fundamentally correct, as is the indisputable realization that at least some of these technologies of unknown origin derive from non-human intelligence. That's pretty crazy. So there's another one of the insiders. Maybe this is one of the guys that we might be seeing soon at the UAP hearings that are going to be happening. Maybe he's going to be testifying in front of Congress. This could be one of the new
names we fucking start talking about more.
Yeah. So this was him talking to the debrief in June, which is interesting.
Do you think when they're reverse engineering these ships, that's all, like everything they learn from it, and if they're able to use it to our advantage, do they keep that themselves for their own government crafts and things they're making, or is it stuff that they've actually released to the public? Because there's that been drastic increase in technology just over within the last 120 years or so. Like it was just like horses all the way up until fucking the 19th century, and all of a sudden now we're going to the moon. you know, those kinds of conspiracies and shit. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on that,
So
or both, maybe both, probably both.
So, from what it sounds like, from all the insiders and from stories that you hear in ufology, you know, like the tales, the stories from Colonel Philip J. Corso about Roswell, all the way up until David Grush, and how David Grush talks about. I think it was David Grush that was talking about they give things to the private sector defense companies to try and get, because they don't have enough engineers in the military, you know, these special programs. They want as many engineers working on it as possible, so they'll give it to the private sector, telling them it's something else and to back engineer it, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. And then they
So
probably what do you call it when you just give different parts so they don't know what it is? So the different
compartmentalize, yeah.
compartmentalize, yeah, they probably do
Yeah.
that too.
And you know, one of the things that Bob Lazar talks about all the time is that the crazy shit that they were working with at S4 to try and back engineer these ships. He was working on the propulsion team, and there was guys that were dying because of radiation. And you know, supposedly the propulsion, the thing that causes the propulsion in these ships is like, you know, many atomic bombs type craziness.
Mm.
And here's the other thing. So Colonel Philip J. Corso wrote a book after Roswell, I think it's called, The Day After Roswell. Amazing book. Read it if you guys haven't read that book or ever heard of it.
I'll
Go
check that
read
out,
it.
dude. I'm looking for a book right now, actually.
So he talks about how at Roswell they took pieces of the crash and sent them to all these different, you know,
Private sectors,
private sector defense
like
contractors.
Lockheed and shit like that.
Boeing, yeah,
Boeing,
McDonnell
yeah.
Douglas, yeah. And that's where we got night vision, because night vision supposedly came from the lenses on the aliens, one of the dead aliens' bodies. We got
Shit.
Velcro. Supposedly we
I
got
know that was a
Velcro.
weird one. I always thought that
Yeah.
was kind of funny. That would be
The
so fucking
integrated,
amazing if Velcro came from aliens.
yeah, something to do with, I think, the integrated circuit, something like that.
I thought like
Or like,
lasers.
we figured out, because of something from that crash retrieval and back in engineering, it helped us figure out stuff for the integrated circuit, something weird. There was like 5 or 6
Yeah, the one
major
was
technology.
lasers, wasn't it? Lasers.
I think, I can't remember. There was
Yeah.
like some crazy shit. And you know, he came out, and that's come out that it hasn't been what is it called when you're trying going against it? It hasn't been you know, shown. He hasn't been shown to be a liar. You know, every things that he's saying is coming true. You know,
The author of that book.
yeah, for Colonel Philip J. Corso.
Yeah.
The author was the guy that did that show UFO Hunters on History. Bill Burns,
okay.
great author, UFO author. He's getting old now, but he's an amazing UFO. He wrote the book with Colonel Philip J. Corso while Colonel Philip J. Corso was still alive, and there's video of Corso supposedly out there too. So, talking about it, I think, or it's either, or it's a MP3 or something. But yeah, very interesting how we do that. So, you know, and I don't think they're getting very far. There's been stories also that supposedly one of the alien bodies that we had that lived, we figured out a way to communicate with it, and it told us how to do things or what it needed to do to contact somebody to come get them. And when they came get them, they did, you know, there's just stories of the exchange programs and like how we had
When the
these.
fuck was that?
We've talked about those exchange programs on Bogcast before.
Well, yeah, but you're talking about the pact with the president, right?
Yeah, the pact with the president.
But what about the other shit? When did that happen?
The exchange programs, or
No,
the day after Roswell?
No, fuck, I'm stoned. You were just talking about it.
Oh, giving it to the defense contractors?
No.
The alien at Roswell telling us how to. Oh, when the alive alien that went and got and sent out the distress signal.
Yeah, when they communicated with it and figured that out, and then they came and got him. When the fuck was that?
Supposedly that happened in the, I want to say the 70s and the 80s, I think.
Oh damn.
And
I
so
don't think
there's
we've
a
ever
couple
talked about
stories.
that.
There's this crazy story by this guy named Dan Burrish that was he was a not a botanist. He was like he dealt with plants and micro like fungus and stuff, and he supposedly worked at Area 51 and worked with an alien called J-Rod. There's a bunch of crazy stories about that. There's also stories that one of the aliens from the Roswell incident lived for until like 67, I think. And while it was alive, it told us how to send a distress signal. And when they came back, he had already died. It had already died.
Oh, so
But
this
at
is
that
one of the aliens from Roswell.
yeah, supposedly that
Wow.
but there's other stories that there's been other crashes where we've gotten aliens. There's a crazy story about an alien supposedly escaping from S4. I've talked about that on here before. He's running around in the desert and they
That's like
fucking
that movie with where Seth Rogen voices
Seth Rogen was
Paul.
just
Paul,
yeah.
is it
Yeah,
Paul?
Paul. Yeah, I think yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man, there's some crazy stories. Now, I'm not saying they're all real, but some of them are pretty
They're entertaining.
credible. Yeah, and it's very entertaining. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Good shit.
Well, what else you got for us? After, just let us know what you guys think of all this shit in the comments after we go through McClay's UFO report and show some sightings. Want to go through the comments, see what you guys think about all this shit.
Yeah, this was interesting.
Also,
I
if you
don't
ever
know.
come across an alien named Strain, let us know.
Yes. Yes. I don't know what this is, so I'm not going to talk about it yet. But yeah, I am. I don't know what this is. This is interesting. It says here,
Hold up, fuck it.
transcript from defense.gov. We've got some new material that we've got ready for release. We've uncovered some things and we are having declassified, not just operational videos, but historical documents that we've had declassified. We're about to release in the coming
That's what I'm
days and
fucking
weeks.
talking about. Historical documents. That's the shit that I
Yeah.
want to see, dude.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Well, remember how we were talking about last week, how we didn't understand what that thing was talking about the two statues in front of the building and Sean Kirkpatrick working for this company, all that. Well, it turns out that supposedly that company is one of those defense contractors, and Sean Kirkpatrick, who's the director of the AARO, the Anomalous Research Organization for the government, might be quote unquote working as a director of one of these major defense contractors. So that's what everybody was talking about then. Supposedly he's denying it, but it's very interesting. That's we'll see how that plays out. And there's more of that craziness when it comes to the defense contractors and how closely they're working with the government and that type of stuff.
Is there any word on the congressional hearing that you said is possibly in December or something like that, or any update on that, or
nothing yet? Should be happening soon, hopefully.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Also, guys, if you guys have any experiences where you've seen a UFO or sighting, or especially footage that you want us to check out, make sure to send it to us in our Discord, or you can email it to us or send it to us through our DMs.
One of the things that was very interesting, I watched Linda Moulton. I think it was Linda Moulton Howe or something about Linda Moulton Howe the other night, and they were talking about something. They were talking about the Golden Book, right? There's always been this story about this Golden Book that the United States has in their possession that is like a tablet, and that the way you hold it and what you think about, it shows you a 3D image of anything that you can think of.
She's full of shit.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know, but that's
Bro,
the type of
I'm
shit
telling you, man, I wanted to believe her, and I tried really hard, but ever since, this is the thing. When she showed that alien pic that was from a 2004 video game, that like, so what do you mean, you fucking thought it was real?
No, I said I know.
Immediately when I
how
saw it,
much
I
you
thought it
care
was
about
fake.
that, though.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't that. It was okay that, you know, she fucked up there. Is that the fact that she doubled down on it instead of just saying, if she was like, yeah, I apologize, you're right, I was wrong about that. She's like, no, that was real. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You sound crazy. And then the second thing was when she was promoting that fucking loony remote viewer guy. Remember that dork?
Yeah, that guy was a joke. Yeah, she's getting old, dude. She's getting a little too old. So
anyway, when I talk shit, she has a lot of fans because anytime I talk shit in the comments, like I get destroyed, like on TikTok and shit. People get mad at me.
Yeah, man, she does have fans. It's weird. It's very interesting.
No, it's not. She's been in the game for like what, 30 years?
Oh, maybe longer,
Maybe
since
more. Yeah.
70. Yeah,
What
I
the
think
fuck is
70.
that sound? Do you hear that?
No. Do you hear something?
Yeah, something's playing in the background.
I don't hear it.
Oh, I feel like I hear Elon.
Something on your thing that's playing in the background, not mine.
Yeah. Oh, it's Twitter.
Fucking Twitter.
Fucking X, whatever the fuck you call it. Right on. You got any sightings, dude? I don't have any top sightings. I didn't really find any like new ones or anything. It's all this old shit floating around.
I saw this. It says someone took this footage from Area 51, which I don't believe. I think this is fake.
That's fake as fuck.
Right?
That would be amazing if that was real, though. That looks like a toy model. Like they shot it, you know?
It looks like Area 51, though. Like you're up on that mountain. So there's that. This 3 UFOs intercepted by a F-22 Raptor. This looks fake to me too, but let's take a look. There's so many fake ones now that it's just impossible. With AI and everything, it's going to be so hard.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like if this was real, this would be amazing.
Yeah, game changing. Yeah, it's definitely fake. Oh, there is something I want to talk about. So supposedly there was some new news with Peru.
Oh shit.
Okay. Yeah,
more
man.
alien attacks and more alien attacks and jetpacks.
Yep. New UFO triangle filmed hovering over village in Peru.
What the fuck?
So let's take a look at the comments.
But how do we know like it's credible? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It says, well, that's Hudson Valley UFO 1981. That's a lot of lights. Prove this video is taken in Peru.
Some guy says reflection of lights on still water.
Totally silent. It's a boat on the water, and that's a spotlight. Why are they laughing?
I want to try this for shits and giggles, but I want to use AI and use a prompt that says, you know, alien footage from a 2017 iPhone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, grainy, just like, and see if it comes up. And well, dude, you're right. We're probably going to get flooded with that kind of bullshit. We're never going to be able to figure these out.
No, we're not.
Let's just give up, dude. This segment's over, guys. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
What is this? So here's your English dub. Oh. Right here.
Fucking hear shit.
Supposedly he sent it. What the hell is that? English dubs? Anyways, I don't know what it is. So yeah, man, that was from the Peru stuff, the Peru attacks. There's still lots of craziness going on over there. This guy went down there. This Timothy Alberino went down there to report on stuff, and this is him with the Navy security detail.
Oh yeah, you
just
showed this last
today.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, today? Oh, I thought you showed this last week.
We talked about him last week, but
Oh,
he's
okay.
down there now. So he's going to start reporting as soon as he gets into the village. This is November 1st right here. So
Damn.
yeah, pretty interesting, dude. It says, we have completed the expedition to San Antonio de Pintayuca, where we were in the village for 3 days and conducted a thorough investigation. We delivered supplies and strategic technology. We are now back in Iquitos following another lead. What we discovered is very disturbing and nefarious. Full debrief when we return. It's crazy, dude. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
So, and then I think, let me see here. I think I might have another sighting video. Oh, this is interesting. What is this? A verbatim medical report for a gray-like humanoid recovered in a UFO retrieval in South Africa in May 89. What? That doesn't. All right, I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, this is crazy, dude.
Video actually has multiple angles.
So this was filmed in Western Canada. This is crazy. I don't think this is a freaking rocket, man. This is way. It doesn't look like stages of a rocket because stages of a rocket feather out and they're very blurry, you know. This looks crazy. So check this out. This is in Western Canada.
After effects or something to do with particle illusion or something like that. And then I discovered this video actually has multiple angles to which it was shot. And I looked at the report that the weatherspace.com did on it, and it just blew me away. There's also multiple photographs from other different people that have actually taken photographs of this particular event. This happened in Western Canada on Friday night. So when we take a look at this, it's kind of a look back at the Norway spiral. But I think with this, I think it's even more spectacular because we're just seeing something. We're literally seeing something almost like out of a science fiction movie here. This is incredible. If this is truly authentic, then this is an incredible piece of footage that we have here. It looks like some sort of, bluish, whitish kind of light ship is just pulling out, doing a curve, and then just shooting off, and like shooting out these like quantum kind of energetic sparks. After effects or something to do with particle.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. That's real.
Yeah, filmed in Western Canada. Now I don't know. You're probably right. It's probably got some fuckery with it, but it looks.
The only reason why I say that is because it's just too good to be true, you know.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I mean, dude, I want it to be real, you know. I really do.
Here's some more Peru. I think I talk about this last week.
I don't know. Show it.
Mira eso. No está en el cerro.
Anthony. Did I talk about this last week?
I don't think so.
This is more, video out of the village in Peru. So they're trying to, point lasers at this thing, and when they do, it like powers up.
What the fuck?
Right?
They got some dope technology in these villages.
Right?
Fucking phones and fucking lasers and shit. What the fuck?
I'm sure this is the guy that's there right now.
By someone in the government who told me that they highly advise that I stop talking about this, the UFO alien stuff, and to just stick to politics, stick to prophecy, and to ignore the little green men factor. And
too late for that.
Person, this person claims to know people in the White House and in the Pentagon that they could put me in contact with, try to share with me their bona fides. Has probably emailed me at this rate at least 10 or 15 times And I thought it was interesting that someone would reach out to me, who I'm really unknown. I'm a little fish in this big pond, but because you and I have taken this so serious.
So
he went
we'll
down
have to
there.
see. Yeah, that's the guy that's
Yeah.
down there right now.
Yeah, I see.
So we'll have to see. So, but yeah, man, lots of wait
like every week.
wait and see.
Yeah, it seems like every week there's something with Peru right now, huh?